In today's video, I'm going to teach you the 5 best carbs for weight loss. We're going to make a little pyramid from the not so useful to the exceptionally useful carbohydrates for weight loss. Now, something that bores me a lot is this idea that carbs are good or bad, that black and white. Everything's a spectrum in nutrition, and it's the same with carbs. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top from the ones that are less useful and work all the way down to the very best. So at the top we have junk food. So funnily enough, junk food, hyperpalatable food, the food that causes you to overeat, is often not purely carbs. So when people say the bad carbs of chocolate and ice cream and this and that, they are very commonly about equal between carbohydrate and fat. And that is why they drive your brain absolutely kind of wild. That's the hyperpalatable idea of food reward, and you just really, can't eat them. So in terms of junk food, the best way to think about it is to eat as little junk food as you can to maintain your diet. So for a lot of people, it's more sustainable to keep a little bit of junk food in your diet. Personally, I like junk food kind of on the weekly. Every Friday and Saturday night I eat a bit of crap, but for the rest of the week I eat pretty kind of nutritious, very nutrient dense, low energy density carbohydrates. So let's work our way down. Number 2 is, processed foods. So processed foods are less useful. Processed carbs, think about carbohydrates that have had the water and the fiber removed from them and made into crunchy things. So think about breakfast cereals, think about crackers, think about bread, think about these type of things. The problem with these foods is they're a little bit kind of energy dense, they're a little bit easy to overeat. If we see on the carb, kind of on the satiety index, we know that these type of processed foods, which have a higher energy density, are a little bit easy to overeat. So you want to kind of have some of them maybe, but don't want to go mad with them. Now, this is the interesting one for me. Number 3 is starch. So I personally am a huge fan of the watery starches. So things like sweet potatoes, oats, rice, pasta. We know that they're actually relatively filling calorie for calorie. And if you're active, if you're working out, these are the absolute staples, the foods that bodybuilder, these types of people absolutely love. They eat quite a lot of them, maybe not in the late stage of cutting, but these are the foods that they taper down throughout a diet. I personally think they're really, really useful. They're wonderful for energy if you work out a lot, but some people like to remove them if you're on a lower carb type of diet. These are the ones that you tend to take out. So this is the big question mark, whether you're someone who's going to keep a fair bit of starch in your diet or whether you're the type of person who thrives on a lower carb diet. Next up, I'm going to put in fruit. So juicy fruit. Fruit gets a bad rap, completely undeserved. Fruit is incredibly filling. If you go for juicy fruits, things like berries, things like citrus, things like apples, incredibly, incredibly filling. Really good for kind of hitting that sweet spot without blowing your calories. And now we're getting into the lower energy density. So juicy fruit tend to have an energy density between 0.5 and 1, which is very, very filling normally. And then finally, the very best, the piece de resistance of carbs for weight loss are vegetables. Colourful vegetables are absolute fire when it comes for weight loss. They will help fill you up, they'll help stretch your stomach, they're fabulously nutritious, they are absolutely wonderful. Low energy density, high nutrient density, absolutely wonderful, wonderful carbohydrates for weight loss. I'll throw up a chart now from a friend of mine, Marty, and it just shows you that the very best, the highest satiety, the most filling calorie for calorie foods on the planet are green, voluminous vegetables. Even better than protein sources. Every one of the longest lived societies on the earth eats tons and tons of veggies, eats the rainbow of veggies, super healthy, absolutely wonderful. And there you have it. This is our spectrum of the 5 best carbs for weight loss. If you've got a cool question, stick it in a comment below, and if you'd like some help with coaching, give me a shout. Otherwise, I will catch you another time.